How to get a CT scan for only $75. Let's talk about it. Before we talk about it, let's talk about this. The giveaway. 2,500 subscribers. I'm giving away 4 prizes, one of which is going to be this tin, the Articuno tin from Crown Zenith 4-pack, sealed, all ready to go for you. 1 lucky winner. 2 3-pack blisters. Depending on the timeline, I think it's going to be Stellar Crown, just from where we're at on releases of things and where the track is. Headed for this subscriber track. So I think it's going to be 2 Stellar Crown 3-pack blisters and then a mystery prize. I've laid some hints out there, but we'll see if anybody catches that before it actually comes time to deliver. But in the end, 4 winners out there. Like, comment, subscribe. Specifically, I need you to go over to this video, and I leave the link in the description for you so you know how to get there. But go to that video and comment. That's where we need to pull the winners from that pool of comments there. A CT scan for $75. Now, this is not a way to get out of paying your insurance or having insurance cover these really expensive scans. This is actually on the Pokemon card market and other trading card markets, sports cards and all sorts of things. What is a CT scan? What are we talking about a CT scan for with trading cards, Pokemon cards, specifically Pokemon on this channel? But what are we talking about? Let's hop over here and take a look. CT scan. It's a series of x-rays to develop a 3D model of imaging, and it will progressively take pictures through to create layers, put that together, and you have an internal view of soft tissues and bones and other things like that. So this way they can do scans of your brain, scans of your organs, try to see what's going on inside of you. Probably really helpful for a lot of people in a lot of ways. Why are we doing this with trading cards? Well, it came out a little while ago that there may be a potential to do that with trading cards, to look inside of a pack and see what's in there. Can you find the hits? Can you tell what you're going to get? And how far can you go? If you can look through an entire body, can you look through an entire box? Can you look through a tin? Can you look through a booster box or just a pack? What can you do? Well, one company said, we're going to figure it out. And not only did they figure it out in a pretty record time from when this began, but they've already marketed it to sell. Let's take a look. This company, Industrial, has come up with a process to scan Pokemon card packs, or it looks like booster boxes as well, to be able to tell you what the hits are inside. Now, there's a lot of speculation about, is this good? Is it bad? Do we know how this is going to affect the card market? The answer is no. No one knows how it's going to affect the card market. But a lot of people are pushing to the negative, where I'm sitting there seeing a huge positive. Although it kind of takes a little trust in those in the market that they could utilize this for better or worse. So anything's possible. Usually people are pretty bad and they want to make money and they'll do any way to get it, so you got to be careful. Let's take a look at what we're talking about here, though. When we get down to it here, we can see into these packs here and see an outline of Venusaur, see an outline of Charizard. You don't really get the stamp on this one, but you can tell there is a Charizard there. So they're not high resolution, they're not very detailed, but enough to make out the hit. That is pretty crazy. And what they're going to do is scan through the packs. Here we see a booster pack. They're going to scan through, a booster box rather, scan through the 36 packs, so a layer of 18. And you can see this little fine line here is your field of view. Now, this pack is tilted, so you're going to be seeing one thing coming forward into that scan before the next. So you might have to take it piece by piece as you go. It's simple, or at least they pretend it's simple. Now, this is very new. It's in its infancy. So they're coming up with a strategy on how they can do this just to make it a marketable, profitable aspect of their business. How does it work? You email them, okay? Already very rudimentary, very simple process of how you're going to be doing it. You're not filling things out online. They don't have a database. You're not checking boxes. You're not going to be submitting a form. You're emailing them what you have. They'll send you a specific quote for that, based on their price structure. So you probably want to follow that as a guideline of where you can fit in and not just jump to, can you scan my tin? Because they probably cannot, with the material being metal on the outside and all of that. Probably not able to scan a tin in that way. Or maybe the technology is not there to do it effectively. Who knows? So right now, there's certain ways to go about it, what you can submit, but there are instructions on how to do that and what you should be considering as far as loose packs, booster boxes. It seems like that's about where we're at. But we're talking possibly ETBs. We're talking possibly build-in battle box. Maybe just a collection box with the 4 packs and some promos and things. There might be a little bit more to offer there. And this is sealed product that you can be checking into. They'll give you instructions for shipping and a payment link. They'll always be able to link to payments, right? It's all about the money. Upon receiving the payment and then the product when you ship it, wait a few days. Nice specific time limit, a few days. A few in their industry, maybe 6 years. I don't know. So wait a few days, like just whatever that might mean. And you'll receive a download to your CT scan. You'll get the files. And what makes it affordable for them? They're going to be able to have you scroll through the scan, and they're not going to dictate what they've seen or explain what they think is inside. They are a scanning company. They'll be able to scan it for you, but they're not actually in the sports cards. They're not in Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, or Lorcana, Pokemon. They're not in that space to dissect what you're looking at and what that means for your product. Step 3. Once you've been notified that it's been, or once they've received notification that you've downloaded that stuff, they're going to ship the products back to you, and they're probably going to delete that download link, saying you've got your information there, so we're done, and now we'll give you your stuff back. Let's take a look here. $75 for one pack. Why would I scan a pack? Why would I take a pack of Crown Zenith and scan it for $75? You can open up $75 worth of packs and probably get enough hits to justify that price, right? Not make up the price difference, but the pack opening experience, getting some hits, all of that, you're probably going to be okay in feeling like you got something out of it. Well, this is not geared towards modern sets, and yes, Crown Zenith is still considered pretty modern. This is geared towards vintage. Not really. That's not their target, but that's what the market's going to dictate. When you have boxes that are going for thousands of dollars and packs that are going for hundreds of dollars, $75 to see what's inside before opening might be worth it. Not to you, the person who might want to open it, but those who want to sell it. They may want to get it scanned, their booster box of first edition base set, Shadowless base set, and see if there's a Charizard or two in the box. And if there are, maybe they don't want to be going through and selling that for that market price. They could use this to their benefit and say, we have it scanned and we have proof, so it's actually going to be worth this much because we can guarantee X, Y, and Z inside. That would be an honest seller using this technology to showcase that their product has a higher premium for a specific reason. What's to say they didn't get it scanned, find that out, set it aside, go with another one that was scanned that didn't have those kind of hits, and then show you the one that had the hits and sell you the one that doesn't? Scalpers do this kind of stuff. They find a way. And people say that this is the market, this is using technology advantage. We all have a moral sense. We all know right from wrong. And the reality is people are going to use this stuff to do wrong for profit. Almost always. 9 times out of 10. But I think there is potential that you could have an honest seller, a storefront, that uses this on the regular. Maybe it's a different price when it comes to the booster box. We don't know what it's going to be. 11 plus packs is $65. You get a little bit of a discount for having more than just 1 or so packs, right? So there's price brackets in that. Maybe there's going to be honest sellers that go, we scan our stuff, our vintage stuff, so you know what you're getting. And we have this box, this box, this box, 3 boxes. And since we know the hits in this one, it has this premium. Since we know the hits in this one, it has this level of premium. Since we know the hits in this one, it's down here. And now you, the buyer, have a little bit more leverage in understanding what you're paying for. It's not as much of a gamble, or maybe it's not a gamble at all. Not certain. The technology isn't great, but it is interesting. We can take a look down here and see a little bit here. You can make out that Zapdos there. We have an idea of how it scans. It looks like it's going kind of a left to right thing, or right to left maybe. I don't know. This line here indicates that it's going a top to bottom. And it's just like a camera. It operates similarly in a camera in the way to think about it, that you can focus on a certain point and things aren't seen behind it very clearly or in front of it very clearly, or vice versa from your view to me. And then you move to the next thing. So it's just putting in focus tiny, tiny slices throughout so they can see what's there. All right. This one showcasing a Garbodor. I wanted to actually bring this up here. I love how it goes all the way across, but this is the same. Doesn't matter. Showing that they're scanning through, and since the cards aren't going to be perfectly lined up, perfectly stacked, it's not going to work that way. Looks like there's a coin there or something. Maybe this is an ETB with a hand flip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 packs. Okay, that's probably an ETB. Is it VMAX card? Does it say anything? Evolving Skies box. It's probably Evolving Skies ETB. Okay, great, whatever. Garbodor VMAX. So we get to this top part here. You can see Garbodor. The VMAX is a little bit fuzzy, 330. But look at this, down below. This is not a Garbodor VMAX, and this is what I'm talking about. Because the angle of the view, how it's resting, some parts are coming into focus to tell us what's there. Other parts, maybe the card in front of or behind. Hard to tell at this point. All right, so you're going to see kind of a mess of things. But we can put this behind it to say that in reality, that's what it is, right? We have enough evidence here to tell us that's what exists inside. You're not going to open that, right? If you had an alt art hit, you might open an ETB for that, but if you have a Garbodor VMAX, you'll keep it sealed, and now you know the value of that sealed product stays the same. Although, does it stay the same? Because now we can see inside. So is this version equal? How do you match up what was scanned with what's the physical item that exists in the real world? How do we know people aren't going to trade that out, that information, scanned information, with a box that wasn't scanned or doesn't have that accurate information? You know, there's a lot at risk when it comes to this, and that's Pokemon specific. It's probably the same when it comes to sports cards here, and we can kind of see their little video going through it. Looks like the name is showing up on the bottom there. Not a lot else. For what I could see, that the foil cards, texture and the foil seem to be the things that really show up. Those are the things that can show up the most. So if you're going through, I mean, those are the big hits anyways, doesn't matter. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a lot more foil in the names, easier to tell. You have Magic the Gathering that doesn't have a lot of foil going on in those. Even some of the nicer hits, especially Vintage, all right, doesn't have it. So those are not as prevalent and a little bit harder to tell. So it's in the infancy of this process. You have Digimon here, Yu-Gi-Oh! There, One Piece, that's going to be huge. It looks like a nice big hit there, but, you know, glammed up big foil cards. That'll take you there. Here we have Lorcana. Not as easy to tell, but that's the kind of information you would receive after paying for this. And you, the purchaser, you, the owner of the packs, so long as you get those packs back, are they going to hold them, trade them out, and know these hits, and have somebody on their team inside to be able to decipher this stuff so they can open and sell singles under another name? There's a lot of pun intended, I guess. There's a lot of gray area when it comes down to it. The whole thing is interesting. But this does offer potential for people to do right and say, we're selling it for this price because of proof. And then someone can purchase, open it up, and go, that was true. They did sell it to me for that premium, knowing these are inside. I opened it up. I got that stuff that was guaranteed inside based on the scans. And you can have sellers get their rating, their credibility very high. You can go to convention and have a scan package, you know, with a particular product, so you know what's in there, and that's why you're paying for it, because you're buying the alt art inside of this sealed box, so you're getting the alt art price maybe for it being in there, condition unknown, near mint, of course, but to what extent in modern quality control, and then you're getting the sealed product. And do you want to take that and open it, and now that devalues what you paid for that specific piece? Or are you going to hold that as a long-term investment with those scans and guarantee it's all together there? Time will hurt the credibility of those. It's just like anything, you know, fantastical in history and having a letter of authenticity. Yeah, where would that authenticity come from? How much do they have behind them as a credible source to verify that authenticity? And that's going to snowball over time. The longer something goes, you know, a Celebrations UPC might have the 3 biggest hits in it or something, you know, but you have it scanned and it can verify that. Great. And one of those other packs that weren't Celebrations has an alt art in it. Awesome. All of this stuff stacks up, but then as time goes on and that package of the scan plus the product gets resold, that could cause problems. And then you have to trust that it's worth it. So I think there's a lot at stake in this technology. I think it's going to hurt the Pokemon market in the long term because it takes the fun out of, I wonder what's inside. So I can tell you, for that giveaway, none of these have been scanned. Because I don't have the money for that. And that would be dumb. So can I guarantee that you're going to get the Giratina gold card in here? No. Would I be a little bit upset if you got it and I didn't? Sure. But I'd also be pretty excited for you because that's kind of cool to pull the chase card out of this set. And I hope whoever wins this has that opportunity. Not only do you get that Glaring Articuno tin from Crown Zenith, I'm doing 2 3-pack blisters and I'm doing a mystery prize. So for total winners, go back to this video and comment there. Be sure to like and subscribe to make sure you are entered to win. We'll have to see where this takes us as far as the Pokemon card market. But there's still a little mystery in what I'm giving away. Let's get to that 2,500 subscribers. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.